Hey, welcome back to call number 3. I am super excited to talk about today's topic. It's about wowing your audience and making that offer. But first, how did you make out with the homework for call number 1 with your story and call number 2 with your marketing message? I want to make sure that you've posted in the forum so that you could either win the daily prizes or that grand prize. And most importantly, so that you can engage and interact with everybody else in this community. Very powerful community here, whether you're just starting out as a speaker or you are a seasoned speaker. Everyone has an opportunity to learn from one another and perhaps have really close connections and maybe clients from people in the community. Okay, so today, what are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about how to wow that audience. That first 60 seconds when you basically run out on stage and you're like, hey, here I am. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips of the do's and don'ts. Now, you are going to be getting some templates that are going to be really great resources for you, and I'll talk about those in a minute. So the other thing that we're going to be talking about are the different types of offers that you need to make in your talk. Every talk has to have an offer, okay? And I'll get into more details about that. Now, write this down. This kind of came to me the other day, and it's my secret. It's my little secret that I'm going to be sharing with the entire world. And that secret is that story seeds your offer, and the delivery nails the close. Okay, your story seeds the offer, and your delivery nails the close. So we're going to be talking a little bit about both of those today. So the first 60 seconds of your talk, the moment you get out on stage, is the most valuable real estate. It is a hot, hot, hot market. You don't want to screw that up. And what I mean by screwing it up is by getting out on stage and doing what a lot of speakers do. Sometimes they tap the microphone and they're like, is this working? Is this working? They say thank you very much to the organizer. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful. How's everyone loving the event? How's the weather? Wish we could be outside. It's so beautiful. Anyways, let's get going here. You have just completely wasted 30 seconds of hot real estate where you could grab someone's attention. You know that saying, grab the bull by the horns. It's like, when you really want someone to listen to you, you grab them by the shoulders and you want to shake them. That's essentially what that 60 seconds is going to do to your audience, but obviously you're not touching them and very gentle. But your wow factor needs to be emotion driven, needs to be able to hit them like right here, right here, where it's happy, glad, sad, or mad. It doesn't matter what that emotion is, but you need to jolt them so that they get that they have to pay attention to you. The first 60 seconds, really, the most important piece of your talk is to get somebody's attention. No one's going to listen to you if you don't have their attention. And I mean really have it. Okay, so a little bit of homework that you can do now that you're privy to some of this information is go watch other speakers and see how they do their entrance. Right? If that is not a powerful entrance, you can pretty much guarantee that the rest of their talk is not going to be powerful. We're not going to have that for you. Okay, so there's 3 ways to wow your audience. One is a story, right? Or it could be a question. One is a statement, and one is a statistic. Right, so I'm going to give you 3 examples. I find those 3 really hard to say, all these S's. Okay, so let's just do a statement. The first thing, so I'll give you an example of what I've done in my talks before. So the statement would be something like this. It was a cold winter morning, February 2nd, 2011. When I woke up, I couldn't move. Okay, so that's just a statement. That's just making a statement. It's not a question to the audience. But what the statement does, it hooks people in because they're like, huh, what? What's next? They're asking a question inside of their head, which is, what's next? Now, the next is a story or a question. You can pose the same thing that I just did in the statement. You can do it in a question form. So it would go something like this. Have you ever been so paralyzed with fear that you could not move? So now the audience is feeling compelled to hear an answer to the question, whether you answer it or they're actually automatically answering it in their head. They're going, have I ever been so paralyzed that I could not move? And when I do this question in talks, I've done it multiple times. I've had audiences raise their hand, and after that first question, go, yeah, absolutely. Oh God, I totally get what you're saying. I've had some audiences just be totally stone blank, but kind of look at me and go, yeah, and they're nodding, so I know that they're bought in, right? So either way, you're getting a reaction from the audience because they're thinking in their head, yeah, and then they're just waiting for the answer, right? Because they know there's more to come. Okay, and the third is a statistic. And this is also really great to, it's more fear-based. It can be fear-based because you're making, using a statistic, which has to be true, by the way. So you've got to make sure that you've done your homework on that statistic. And it's just a big eye-opener. So I'll just use one that I've used in the past, and it goes something like this. Just make sure I've got it right with my notes. Where was it? Oh, yeah. 50% of businesses will fail in their first year. So there's a statistic, right? Which is true. Then I can even elongate that statistic and say something like 50% of business owners will fail in their first year. Take a look at the person sitting beside you. One of you will not be here next year. Who will it be? So do you see how I can just, I can pull on that. So we've got story slash, statement slash question, and we have a statistic. So whatever works for you, wild and crazy, mine should give them all three a try because it's a really great way to see what lands with you and with your audience. When I'm doing live events for my Speak from the Soul program, I have a live event component, and I also just do live events, just one-day live events, just to kind of get people excited and interested in what it means to find out what their story is and the offers and all of that. But I add in the component of the deliverable about really how to wow the audience in that first 60 seconds, because the delivery is really important, not just the words that you say, because if they don't have a match, if the words that you say don't match a powerful delivery, so if you have powerful words that have a weak delivery, it falls flat and vice versa. So I really like to work hands-on with people, right? Just have them get in their body when they're in front of the room, because there's something that happens to us psychologically and physically that when we literally go out on stage in front of people or in front of a camera or in front of anything, there's often that total dread fear of, I'm now speaking in front of an audience, which is a fate worse than drowning, right? Kind of crazy. So it's really important that you nail that delivery piece. Okay, so now we're going to move over to the different types of offers. Story seeds offers. So remember, an offer doesn't have to be a standalone on its own of now buy my shit, right? That scares people, and people feel salesy, and the audience feels yucky, and it just doesn't serve anybody. So the moment you walk out on stage, believe it or not, you're actually already selling yourself, because they're just like, I just want to get to know him or her more. I just want to hear more. And your story really does that work, does the offer work for you. So by the time that you do get to the request, it's a done deal. So here are the three different types of offers that you can do where you move people into action. An offer is an ask, is a call to action. So you can offer a free gift. So you can offer a template, a download, a do's and don'ts list, 100 ways to do such and such, an audio something or another, a video something or another. You want to make sure you cover all three verticals. And the three verticals are audio, written, and video. Okay? And often you can do a combination of all three, because we learn in different styles. So you may be awesome visual, but your audience is more audio. You want to make sure that you cover all of that. So my first freebie is called How Big Is Your Butt? Learn the 7 ways you're sabotaging your own success. And I did it in a written form, of course, like a blog, which took me 4 months to do. Okay, a freebie, it should take you no more than an hour or two. 4 months to do my freebie. The hell was I thinking? Although it's a really great freebie, and I turned it into a bunch of programs, but it was still 4 months long. And then I turned it into an audio, so like an audio thing that you just listen to, and you can pop it into your car. I even made CDs from it. And yeah, so there you go. you're able to rinse and repeat your content. Another type of offer is a call, offering a free call or a free conversation. And that is really good for the deeper people, the ones that are more hungry. And so you can do an offer, you can actually piggyback on offers. So as an example, you can give everyone a free offer. So I'll just give you an example. So, okay, I had to get into my zone, right? Okay, so I've got a free gift here for everyone. It's called How Big Is Your Butt? Learn the 7 ways that you're sabotaging your own success. This gift, it's free. It's an audio download, and it's also a written document. I just need to get your name, your email, and your phone number, fill it out, give me that information on the form that's sitting on your desk, and I'm going to send you the file. Something like that, right? So now what you're doing is you're gifting everybody in the audience something so that they get to know you, like you, and trust you. And they take a piece of you home with them so that they can get to know you better. It's really, it's another touch point, which is really super important, which is all part of the sales process, right? Is that you've got to have multiple touch points. And so you've gifted everybody in the audience something. Then if you want, you can now do a secondary offer, which would be something like a complimentary call or a strategy call or whatever. So you can say something along the lines of, okay, so everyone's got the free gift. Awesome. Now, for those of you that are really hungry, for those of you that want to take your business to the next level and really want to do it fast, if you want to take fast action, I've got 10 spots on my calendar for those people that want to jump on the phone with me so that I can take you from where you are right now to where you want to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to hone in on the gap and the challenge, and you are going to walk away with a problem solved. But that's for the first 10 people that are super hungry. So do you see now I have piggybacked on the 2 different offers? And it's great because you have the 2 tiers. You've got sort of anybody that's got, or sorry, anybody and everybody that's got your free stuff. You now have the hungry people that are interested in having an actual conversation with you. And it's a conversation to really help them see where they're at and where they want to go. But it's also a way for you to practice selling, for you to see if you want to work with that person, to see if they're ready to maybe work privately with you or have that higher price program. It's just a win-win all around. Now, another type of offer would be the paid offer. So it's a program or a service or whatever. So what that does is the paid offer is really great, and it's something that you need to have practice with, because making a paid offer, whether it's on one-to-many on a stage or one-to-one on a telephone call, is that you've got to get super comfortable with it. And often what I tell my clients is, some people are like, yeah, I want to, I got 20 minutes on stage and I want to sell my $500 program. I say, well, it's probably not going to work very well. You're better to do a gift offer for everybody, do a complimentary call for those that are hungry, and do a smaller, maybe paid offer, like a $47, $97, $197, that kind of thing. Because if you just go in for the paid offer, and let's say you have a room of 20 people and only, let's say, 5 people buy it, what happens to the other 15, right? So you can also perhaps do all 3 offers, but I think that would be a bit much unless you're doing like a all-day event. So the paid offer is great because it gives you the practice, and it moves money. It moves that energy of money. It opens up people's wallets and things like that for a very low price point. So practice doing that. What can you be offering for $47? So for instance, when I'm speaking, if I'm not really allowed to make an offer of any type, I'll talk about how big is your butt. And a lot of times you're able to let people know of an event that you're having, right? So that's another opportunity as far as moving people with you. So here's what, okay, I'm just gonna do a quick recap. You wanna have that wow factor in the first 60 seconds. You've got your story, question statement, and your statistic as a way to do an opener. And then we've got the different types of offers. Now, they go hand in hand. And here's what I want to do. I was talking to my team this morning and prepping for this call, thinking, okay, this is a big call. Challenge day number 3 is big because we're talking about 2 really important, probably one of the most important things, which is delivery. Okay, I'll try that again. Delivery and making offers so that you don't feel salesy or yucky and swarmy. And offers really in your talk are crucial. Your story is crucial. Knowing how to make an offer in your talk is crucial, even if it is just getting people to think differently or to take an action in the next 24 hours so that they've moved from the place that they're in at that moment listening to you, to taking a really quick and dirty action in the next 24 hours that has them up level, either in their head or in their business. So what I decided, I talked to my team, I said, you know what, I think that we need to dive deeper. So tomorrow on the day 4 challenge, before the challenge, I'm actually going to be doing a longer live training. So it's going to be about an hour, hour and 15 minutes. And I'm going to dive deeper into how to create a talk that makes money. Because this is a big topic, people. Like, you know, I'm sure that you're getting this, right? But I want to dive deep into the juicy bits of the talk, and that's going to be story. It's going to be how to make offers. It's going to be how to make money from your talk and be really super powerful in your deliverable. So you're going to be getting an information email that has this live training link to you, and it's going to be posted in the forum. So if you can squeeze out an extra hour or hour 15 before the challenge, I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed. It is going to be super fabulous. So, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to give you everything that I've got, right? And sometimes it's kind of hard to do inside of 15 minutes. So without further ado, I am going to give you your homework now. And the homework, you're going to get 2 templates that you just get to read. One is the call to action catalog, which is going to be super awesome for you, and the do's and don'ts of speaking. So a lot of it is around the presentation and the delivery of it. So the call to action catalog and the do's and don'ts template. Now, the homework that I want you to write out is, I want you to come up with one of statement, question, story, or statistic. Okay, now it's always story-based. So it's always statement, question, or statistic. And I want you to come up with one of them that will work for you. Now, for you super keeners, you're going to come up with all 3. Come up with a statistic and make sure you Google and do your homework on that. A question and a statement. And that way, it makes you a little bit more versatile. But I don't want to overwhelm anybody. So if you can only handle 1, maybe 2, then go for it. But for those keeners, do 3. And then you're going to post on the forum, please, because we've got daily prizes and the grand prize. So stay tuned for an additional email that's going to be coming your way with a link for this extra live deep dive training. Like, I'm going deep, people, deep. All right. So without further ado, I think I've got it all. I'm going to see you tomorrow on the live training, and I'm going to see you on challenge day number 4. All right. Have a super fab day. Have fun creating your deliverable homework. Thanks.